from the back to the middle and around again. I'm gonna be.
Good morning, beautiful ladies. That was a good throwback, hey, MJ? I heard that song the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to put this in my playlist.
I haven't heard that for so long. I'm like, oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think it was Marlene who had it in her story. And I was like, Mar, what's that song? And then, so she sent it to me because that was one of the ones I was grooving at school the other day to, when I was setting up my classroom. So Max and I are live.
I was wondering, how did it go?
That was
hard as fuck.
Yeah, that was the hardest hike I have ever done in my life.
Wow. How long did it take you?
10 and a half hours?
Ooh.
11?
It was 10:44 from start to finish.
Okay.
Ay.
And
it was hot still. Was it hot?
It was beautiful. And we were thought, like, if you look at all trails, it says 22 kilometers, and the max said last night is 27, not 22. And then the part, like, I'm all sore today here, but I think it's from those, I don't know if you saw in her story, the rocks. It was like this river of rocks that we had to walk down.
Big rocks, like those big rocks.
4 kilometers. And I thought both of my knees were going to like explode. And then, but I think it's from like looking down to make sure that where I was stepping was going to be okay.
Holy cow. Yeah, you don't want to twist an ankle or whatever, right? When you're.
Yeah. And I definitely had some, I thought of, what's her face on that does I'm very tired. My brain is not working. On the National Wake Up Call, the like super energetic, she always goes after like recognition.
Oh, Keisha.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have heard her talk about doing, because she's climbed Kilimanjaro before. And it was like the talk of like just the anxiety and the things like that. There were so many times that I like thought of her talk as we were going up, because it was like there were parts where I was like, step.
Just keep stepping.
Just keep stepping. And whatever you do, don't look to the sides. Just step. Right?
Moment.
Oh my gosh.
So easy
so amazing. That view up there, like.
So you get to the top and you're like, oh yeah, this is worth it all.
Well, you get to the top and you realize you're standing on top of one of the ears.
Yeah, holy shit, girls,
right?
You did it. Good for you. I look at those ears every damn day.
Yeah, and
we talked about that yesterday. They said now you will never look up at the golden ears.
The same
way.
Knowing that
next time I'm going to put a little arrow. My friends were here.
Right?
And then when we got down and you're looking up, you're like, holy fuck, like we were up there.
Yeah,
well,
that's like, incredible, ladies.
3/4 of the way down, and when Steve said look back, that's where we were, and I was like, no, we weren't. Yes, we were.
We didn't do that. Yeah, we did. Good for you. Congratulations. That's a huge accomplishment.
Wow.
And we don't need to do it again, right, G?
Pardon me?
We don't need to do it again.
No.
No, I don't need to do that. You know what? If it wasn't for that river of rocks, I would do it again.
Yeah.
But
that was your worst.
Like Max and I were talking about it, and we live in such a beautiful place. Like, why would you want to redo?
There's many others.
Cindy is like the hike expert. See, she's done so many hikes.
Right now she's in the jungle. Did you see?
I'd love to do that one where you go up Garibaldi on the back.
Yeah. The Garibaldi hike supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, and up to Panorama there, that one would be like so cool to do that one. But I think, I made friends at one, and I said to them at points, I was like, Max, I don't know if I like your friends anymore. And then they would tease me because they were like, no, you weren't forced to come.
And the fun thing is, these friends are out running right now.
Yeah. What's wrong with them? They're running right now.
We were the youngest.
Wow. That's like, wow. Awesome.
They're all running, and I'm like, I got to be on the call today. I'm sorry I can't join you today.
Right? I'm not running today.
That one is a good one.
Yeah. that
And
was
he
crazy.
did great,
Sorry?
which I had no doubt. I have this, before we moved to the call, it was fun. They said, so your friend, is she like in the same kind of shape as you? And I'm like, yeah, she's good. Don't worry about her.
Yeah.
I know she can do it.
And it was totally fun. Like going up, it was like Max and I were in the lead the whole time. Like we just kept going. But that river of rocks coming down, I was dragging because my knees were just like, nope, no. At one point, almost in tears, like I'm gonna be stuck here on this river of rocks.
There'll be a nice
That's the
little
only-
helicopter coming to get me.
Right? Well, no helicopters
no
coming in there.
Out.
Hmm?
So Cindy, I said, there's no way out. That's the only thing that kind of keeps you going in those moments. It's like,
What else are you
stop,
gonna do?
make it worse. You're going to seize up. So you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
Cindy will probably agree with that.
Right?
Cindy will have to share some of her best hikes for us.
She
I
will.
feel
She's
like you
amazing.
did a really good time. 27 kilometers, 10 hours. That's really good.
Yeah.
Well,
There was-
10:44.
We're totally ready for panorama.
We are ready?
I don't think that I would do panorama in one day.
Yeah.
Again, I've done it in one day before, and I find that it's a lot. But I feel like what you did yesterday was incredible.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna
Thank
show up to my boyfriend. He'll be like, "Let's do it in one day," and I'm like, "No." Yeah, I
We
feel
were-
like you ladies did amazing. Oh my god.
Thanks. We were talking to some
Yeah.
people up at the top where like the tent pads are and stuff. And this girl was like, you guys hiked all the way from the bottom, all the way to the peak. And are you going all the way back down? And we were like, yeah. And she's like, that's crazy. And I was like, nope, this in a tent, setting up a tent and sleeping up here and carrying all that shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and shower and sleep in my own bed.
Think about what it'd be like this morning, them waking up, hey, with this weather here, lower mainland, like
Well,
in the low.
and especially all the ones that we saw go up late last night. They wouldn't get to,
Yeah.
you know, remember that one group was like, oh, we want to climb to the summit and
Watch the sunset.
watch the sunrise.
Mm.
How would you do that? You'd be hiking up there in the dark.
Well, they probably all have headlamps.
What? Would you want to even go up there with headlamps?
No, God, no.
No
I told you.
fucking way.
the
I
only
couldn't
way.
do
That seems
No.
crazy to do that at nighttime.
right? Right,
That's-
Tanya? Like, it's dumb. It was
I
dumb
like
in
all-
some
That
did
seems
it.
awfully dangerous too. At the same time, like even if you know the path well, why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. And there's so many
Look at
places you could have gone off.
The side of the mountain. Would you want
Yeah.
to do that in the dark?
God, no.
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
but you guys are impressive. Like, oh my gosh, so inspirational, both of you, for doing that. That's an incredible
Yeah.
journey.
It was amazing. And I
That's
really,
something to tell the grandkids one day and the great grandkids.
right? I
Guess
was
what
very-
great grandma got to do?
Yeah. Very impressed with my socks. They did well.
Yeah, me too.
I got some really good socks. Next year I can get some actual like I don't want hiking boots, I don't think, but like more of
My
like a
trail
hiking
runners were
boot.
great.
Yeah.
Say a trail runner. For
My
honestly.
runners are on their way out. They're very old. So that can be a next summer purchase though. So yeah. Cindy, it is so nice to see you. I miss you. We
I'm
haven't
got
seen
to
you
hug her
forever. You had
yesterday.
I'm glad to be here.
quite the adventure this summer.
Yes, I did some traveling. It was a big trip. I've never been to Europe before. It was really nice.
Yeah. And how long were you gone for?
Just 2 weeks,
Okay.
but we did a lot. in
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
2 weeks.
we packed a lot into 2 weeks, and trust me, ladies, she looks amazing. We got to see her in person yesterday and hug her and squeeze her, and I've never seen you look better, Cindy. You look great
It's that
inside and
gut
out.
health.
Yes.
It's the gut protocol. Yeah.
For sure. It's life-changing, hey?
Mhm.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So speaking of that, Max and I did that free group, right? So we're gonna kick off like the bod group, and I mentioned last week that if anyone wants in it, they're welcome to, but we're not gonna make anyone else coach admin. So we'll share you the link so that if you wanted to join, you can.
I was
And
just gonna ask, where would you put the link? Do you want to put it in the free to be group or?
yeah, I can send it in the
Yeah,
freshman free to
awesome.
be. Yeah. You know what I'll probably do is put it in the weekly email as well.
But also make sure, guys, that the people that we're inviting in this have purchased one of the two programs,
Yeah.
right?
it's
So
not
it's not just bring people in so they get kind of, I mean, I just think that it's sort of that's my feel, is that this is for those that have purchased a gut protocol or left more program to be in,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of work that's gone into it.
Yeah. And but you're welcome to bring your people in if they have one of those too. So even like customers right of mine that have asked to join, if they don't have it, I'm not letting them in. Because they can stay in my other bod group and I can support them there, but we really want to focus on one or the other in that one. So then, yeah, it just got me thinking, like, you know, we'll kick this off, and then likely later in September, we'll do another free group in that group, and we can bring more people in. And just, I really feel like, and I know I talked about it last week, the importance of everyone kind of having their own free group, or like teaming up like Max and I have done with it, right? Because that's where you really build trust and build community and build understanding of what we do and how we can support people. Yes, it's a bod group, Margot. You are allowed to talk. You are not allowed to go through a call without talking. We must hear from Margot. Okay? Doesn't have to be right this second, but I've never seen you type a question. Threw me off there. Yeah, so I would really recommend, like, whether you're want to do a group with another person and you just keep building community that way, pick 5 days, a theme. You know, you've got back to school right now, so maybe you want to do like you could do like a crock pot or Instapot or something free group to get like recipes for people, so because they're back to like driving their kids everywhere and that sort of stuff. So there's so many different ones, and then you can also incorporate in that the fitness and the nutrition so that people understand what you're doing and how you can support them. And then that's when you say, you know, I'm going to start another round, or we're doing another intake for whatever program you want to promote, because I know XB, what is it called? What is it called?
Extend bar or something like that? No.
Extend, yeah. With
But
what's
it's
her
the
name?
new,
I'm a
Yeah.
little more
Andrea
excited for,
Rogers. Andrea Rogers.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know, but she has a bunch of stuff on OpenFit already. It's the new program that's coming out, the dance one.
Yes, she starts that October 4th,
Yeah.
I think that is, that launches.
Yeah, so the sample workout will be out for that soon.
Soon, yeah.
I'm a little more excited for Sure Thing in December.
Yes.
Yeah, Megan is awesome. And I think that one will be so cool to like kick off for January 1st, right?
Mhm.
That'll be a great launch for January.
For the new year.
And she's such a sweetheart. I love Megan. Yeah, love Megan. So yeah, that would be my suggestion, is you don't want to spend a ton of time in a free group, because like I had a lady in the free group follow up. Would you like to continue with one like the lifting program, the gut program, or a combination of both? And she's like, oh yeah, I'd like to do both. And I knew right away that she had no idea there was a cost involved. And I was like, so you do realize there's a cost involved, right? She was like, oh no, I wasn't aware there was a cost. I'm like, really? We're just going to keep going and give this to you for free? And of course, then I haven't heard anything from her. So you don't want to invest like too much time, but I would make the posts more than making them like, you know how you can get like free content, like they'll, you know, mompreneur, whatever it is, and they'll have like a 5-day mindset thing. I feel like when we use those, we don't get as much engagement as when we use ourselves. Right? So like even a post of yourself after your workout and like something like that, or a post of yourself with something you're eating, and there's just more connection when it's, so you could even probably use the words from those posts, but not the photos, because it's just people look at it and they're like, meh.
Just
You know,
looks
so,
it.
yeah,
And
the bod group, Max and I want to do like 3 or 4 videos a week, just so that we can keep the engagement up, because we don't want to just throw up like the standard posts. So
and one of the ideas that Tamara and I had was using the content that Beachbody provides, but use that as our talking points. So we whatever the day one is, we talk about it rather than just put up the words that Beachbody has kind of provided that feel a little bit, just
Generic.
scripted, right?
Mhm.
And then it gives, and I found that when we did our free group, we were in there. They got to know who we were, versus just here's your post. So it's gives you an opportunity, I think, talking in a smaller venue, right? Rather than Mary Jo, I'm very proud of all your MJ minutes. I love them.
Me too.
Yeah, it just, I think, gives a chance for people to get to know your personality. And I think it's in a safer group because there's only the people that you've kind of invited and they know you. It gives you a chance to kind of talk.
Mm-hmm. I got so much good feedback from people because I specifically asked all the people that were in it from me what their feedback was from the group. And they were like, it was absolutely amazing. Like, thank you for kickstarting me. Thank you for educating me on blah, blah, blah. Thank you for the recipes. Like, so much positive feedback.
And going back to the cost thing, like you're gonna have some people, right, who are like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
no, I have to pay what? And then I had sent a share cart to a lady and she's like, is that 186 a monthly fee? Like, no, man. Right?
Yeah.
No, it's not monthly. And she'd probably pay it.
Yeah.
No, it's one time only, right?
Yeah.
Or people
So-
that in the 4-week gap protocol think that that's the
That's the
fee
end.
for weeks, and they get you for 4 weeks and then they're done.
And that's it, yeah.
Bad for what they're getting for 4 weeks. I'm like, I know you can join this gap protocol every time we run. You can jump back in.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
just a steal of a deal.
Well, and my cousin too. So my cousin just joined and she was like, so if I go to play a workout and I don't finish it, does it like expire? But like all these questions I wouldn't
You
even
just don't
think
understand
about,
how it works, yeah.
right? And then one of the girls from there, she was already kind of interested, that was in the free group. She came here on Friday and we sat and chatted for like an hour and a bit. And so when I got her registration set up, she was like, that's how much it is for a year. And I was like, yeah. And so she got the gut protocol with Shakeology and then added on Lift More. And she was like, that's ridiculous. Like, this is so cheap. Right. So when people start realizing the value of it, they're like, oh, it's not
Mhm.
expensive. I can
Mhm.
totally do this. Right. So very, very
Especially with this promo code. I love that they're, we have that till the end of the year. You guys,
yeah.
like that's awesome.
And if
So
you
Lift
get
More
new-
obviously is the cheapest because it's on sale, but
Yeah.
obviously everything comes down to 186, right? With that.
well,
promo.
Lift More is cheapest because it doesn't come with equipment, right?
Mhm.
Like it would be the same for Let's Get Up. If someone wanted to start with Let's Get Up, they would be the
Yeah, I
same.
would go
price as
down to
Lift
the.
More. Yeah, because there's no equipment in it. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, and if you get new coaches that sign up, their code, you can let them know they don't have to wait to get their code. Their code is their first name with like the TSP 20. Is it 22?
20.
22?
Mine is 20.
20.
20. Okay.
20.
Yeah, 20. So they know right away that they can use it. So I got Shayna to Emerald on Friday, I think.
Yay.
Yeah, I got both of them to use the under hers, and she hadn't got an email yet with the code. So they both worked. So yeah. And I think that if you're gonna do a free group, like I was always kind of confused on like when to do it, when would be the best time to do it. And I think that Max, I think that the timing of that one was so good because the people who are super interested signed up before the end of the month, and those that aren't are now signing up now. Right. So then you can kind of breathe and like feel like, oh, okay, so I can now get ready for like next free group and catch up on my, I don't know, 300 and something emails that I have to do before, so I think the timing of it was really, really good. And then my next question would be, Margot, do you want to get back to doing the webinars? I always feel like with the webinar that on Thursday morning, I'm like, crap, I forgot to invite people to the webinar. That's always what happens for me.
It's up to you. Yesterday after the workout, I had Judith and Barbara who wanted me to tell them how to build this as a business,
Mhm.
which is a real easy thing to explain to somebody. So I had no issues with it whatsoever. I thought,
Right.
okay, well, I can just tell you, you do this, this, and this, and you make $1 million. Anyway,
So Christina, no.
yeah, exactly. So we went to the coffee shop thing, and what I did was I printed out just a calendar
Yeah.
from Google, and I hand wrote times, and I just said the two most important days are Monday and Tuesday. So if you can block off, because the only way any of us, I think, are going to succeed with this is we treating it like a business and listening to the business meetings, going in there, scheduling it. It's in your calendar. It shouldn't be. This business, as far as the job is so easy. Working out and eating well. That's the job.
Yeah.
Then if you write out a calendar, put it on your fridge or wherever it has to go, and it's a non-negotiable that you attend at least a couple of these things, then your head's always in the game. Because I work at the LARC group. A lot of people, Tamara works at a school. I bet you she has staff meetings once a week or once every 2 weeks. At LARC group, their boardrooms are full all the time with trainings and upgrading and trainings and upgrading, and all we have to do is watch something at least once a week, and then it keeps our heads in the business.
Yeah.
So I printed this out. I wrote it out. I handed one to Judith, one to Barbara, one to MJ. No. We always giggle when we're together. Anyways, but the fact of the matter is, when I wrote this out, because the two most important days are Monday and Tuesday, because Monday, 8 a.m. national wake up call, 5 p.m. uproar training. And if you can make it to the noon on Tuesday for our team level up, then the rest of the week is sort of just, like this weekly catch up, possible boot camp on Saturday. I mean, I know there's other stuff. There's all sorts of other stuff that you can go wherever you want. But as far as like, if you want to focus in and actually give yourself a plan. So in this, Tamara, if we were going to do a workout and what is coaching webinar, I would almost put in and stick it on my fridge or on my forehead, the Wednesday or the Tuesday before, start inviting to even the second, I don't know, like 2 weeks, give yourself 2 weeks to invite people or whatever, if we were going to start that.
Right.
Here's my answer. Aren't you glad I popped on?
It's definitely something to think about. And I was going to say, like, during the school year, all of those calls, I can't watch. Like, I have to catch the recording, and I always catch the recording. Right. One of the things that I really liked this past week I was incredibly like proud of some of the coaches. Ashley, you were one of them. Was sharing in the accountability group when you were going to hop on and do a power hour. Right. It connects us. Right. And sometimes this is like lonely and you're at home and what have you. So I know moving forward, like once I'm back to work, Max and I are talking about like doing one around 3:15 on work days, other than days I have staff meetings or Zumba, so that we can just get in the pattern of doing that tracker more and more and more. And there's certain things obviously I can do at home, but I don't want to get home and have to do invites and connections and things like that, because I will just be like, I'm tired, I don't want to do it. Whereas I could make a post when I get home, and I can respond to people when I get home, but I don't want to do that other stuff when I get home because I'm tired. So yeah, connecting and and putting that out there that you're doing that, I really liked.
So I've had people watching my posts,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my friends is a gym owner. So they went and emailed me the other day, and they're like, "Hey, so we're studying nutrition now, and I've got this 8-week program for $150 if you want to learn how to eat." And I responded back, I think you were watching me talk about the gut protocol program that we're doing. So thanks, but no thanks. So when people are talking to you about your program or the program that we're doing, the gut protocol, we can say, gyms are charging like $150 and all you get is 8 hours. So one hour a week for 8 weeks. And we're offering you, like we're on this every day, you're getting all this info and you get all the workouts for the rest of the year. So I think we need to just encourage people and remind them like what they're really getting from us as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, the missing piece is you.
Yeah.
I just pointed, but it went down.
I know.
That was my blonde moment of the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like pointing at your box, the little box of Karn, but you can't see that I'm actually doing that
Yeah.
because
I
my
got
finger is like,
yesterday. I saw your finger go down. I laughed.
What? We did a fun reel yesterday. I haven't posted it yet, but Karin and a few, Maureen, I think, and a couple other people asking me, how do you do reels? How do you do reels? And so I said, just look. And I just picked up I don't know, some random song. And I said, just get behind me. And Karin, who's usually a very authoritative type woman, and I'm going, get behind me, stand up, stand in line. And she's like, you're so bossy. I said, just listen to me and get back there. And then
so commanding, Margot.
I turned it on and we all sort of just walked up to the camera and did a little dance. It turned out so well. I'm going to be posting it soon, but it was fun. And even things like that, like sometimes I find new coaches, like even Barbara and Judith and Karin, who are not used to doing a reel. Like we've now been doing them, so we sort of know how to do them. So post this, post that, and everything. And some people don't even know how to post. Like I looked at Judith's Instagram, and she has 140 followers. I think she's only posted 11 times. So I need to help her with that, like the beginning, like how to do that first.
Do you have Angie's posting, like 7-day posting guide?
Do I have it? It's probably, I'm sure it's in the Uproar. Is it in the Uproar group?
You know, I tried to find an Uproar. I can't remember how I found it. Maybe Crystal, who sent it to me. Crystal is the one who I go to when I need something. Crystal, do you have this? Can I have this, please? Crystal, can I have this, please?
Poor Crystal.
Right? Yes.
She's here, but she's not in the square yet.
No, but it's really good because it gives ideas on like what to post, like on a Monday, what to post on a Tuesday, what to post on a Wednesday.
I need that because I'm making no idea what I'm doing.
Let me make a note too.
We actually, that's one thing we talked about yesterday, because Barbara did say, I feel awkward posting every day. Like I don't want to, and I the thing with it, I think in her head was that she always had to post a photo of her holding a weight or whatever. And I said, no, it's not necessarily, in fact, it shouldn't be about you. I mean, it should be sort of about you a little bit, but it should be a message of quitting. Like I told her, and Christina sat with them for a good half hour and helped them learn sort of Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, so food, whatever. So I'm hoping that will help. Karin and Crystal, before you hopped on, Tamara and Max were talking about they have a bod group going for but people have to have either Gut Protocol or Lift More. But Tamara and Max are going to go live in that group, like over the course of the week. That's golden for us who are busy and working and all that stuff, to have those wonderful ladies in there. So if we sell a challenge pack or total solution pack, where we can include them in that bod group, right, Tamara?
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's awesome.
100%.
I also created my own bod group through the Beachbody app
Yeah.
where people can learn about me and what I can offer them. So that would be awesome that we can do that, because I'm learning from you and
Yeah.
watching all the things that you're doing, and then
Yeah.
I can try to incorporate it into mine. Because one of the I like that it has the ability to say, this is what we would like you to have in order to be a part of our group. So I put in there Shakeology and, gut protocol, and obviously be a board member or something like that, so they can come on. And then that way it helps us boost our sales too. So
You know what else I added to mine for, I feel like I put it in for the bod. I don't know if I did it for the one Max and I are doing, or for my new bod group, because I do mine seasonally. And it was like personal development, commitment to fill out my weekly check-in. So I put those things as like the extras, so that when they read it, they're like, oh, okay, what's personal development? What do I have to do there? So
I love that. I will go and update mine and have a look and see what else I can do. So,
and that's a really good idea, Karin, like to run you could do a free group on a bod group. So it gives people, like, you don't have to do it on Facebook by any means. It gives people a chance to get to know you that way through the app that they would then continue to use in moving forward, right? So yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah. Very good. Does anyone else have anything they want to go over today? Things that are working, things that you have questions about? Crystal.
I'm just running out the door to baseball, but I'm really happy I got to hop on for a few minutes. But I do have that posting guide, so when we get back from our tournament today, I can put it in which chat do you want me to put it
Oh,
in?
you sent it to me.
So you
I'll
have
put
it? You can throw it in there?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in
Perfect.
the email. I made a note to myself to put in the weekly email, but I'll post
Perfect.
it in the freshman free to be group too.
Okay,
Awesome.
I just want to say bye. Have a good week, guys.
You too. Thank you so much for all your help
Bye.
all the time.
Okay, have a good one. My pleasure.
Yeah, anyone else?
I think for me, I just need to figure out how to help develop my first coach and help her get her first sale. I think that's going to be my positive intention for the week, is to try and help her, because she doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So I need to figure out how to help her do that.
So that thing there, but I want to show you like, and Max, this is what I was talking about from, what's her name? Erin Hopkins and the other girl, Emily Lemoyne, when they talked about getting their new coaches and clients started. They created this checklist, and this is something I would have your coach, even new coaches do, because then you literally give this to them for them to do with their people. Because the biggest thing as a new coach that you want to have to do is you have to work on a program, work on nutrition, and work on your personal development. So you have your welcome text that you send them, and then you have a day 1 check-in, a day 2 check-in, a day 5 check-in, a weekend check-in, and then a day 10 check-in. And all of this, I did not create this. This is all from them. So if you guys want a copy of this, I can like make a template of it and share it with you as well. And I'm starting this tomorrow is when I'm client checklist. And you can do it with your new coaches or new clients. So that might be something that's really helpful, because then it keeps people on the track of, I have to work on me first, because I can't help someone else if I'm not taking care of myself first. Right. And then it becomes that natural sharing process. And that's when I think of like, even Barbara and Judith, they don't have to post on their feed every single day. As long as they're posting in their stories, like I feel like 4 is kind of like the magical, if you can aim for 4 posts a week, awesome. At bare minimum 3, like actual posts, like reels and stuff to your feed. I know some people would disagree and say it needs to be more, but all of us work, so it has to be realistic. And I think think 3 to 4 is kind of the magic number, and then make sure that you have your theme for Monday in your stories, Tuesday in your stories, Wednesday in your stories, Thursday in your stories, so that people see that consistency developing over time. That would be my suggestion. Because then, like, I can't imagine poor Judith is like, oh, I don't know what to post today. You know what I mean? Like, I just did a transformation post last week. So then maybe she does a Monday, Wednesday the following week and not a Tuesday. So. Should we do a picture? Oh, now Cindy's outside. Max, are you going to come for a photo? Yay. I think that's a good one. Does anyone have anything last minute before we sign off?
I don't think so.
Hmm?
Thanks for reminding me. Hop on, Margot.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, that's I'm upset. I'm not upset. I thought Judith and Barbara, or one of them, were going to be on today, because this call, like, there's only certain things I can make as well, because I work, so I can't make the 12 noon one on Tuesday, which I wish I could, and Karen works, but so I was hopeful that they were going to be on this morning to start that consistency of their week, so that they can see and hear what we're doing, because it's harder. So Karen, for your new coaches too, you can put them into this call, because it's then the onus is not on you to remember to remind them to, oh, Tamara and Maxine are doing a bod group, so you can put people in there. Well, what's that? Who are they? What did they do? What, it's like, oh, just listen. Get on here. I'm a busy lady. You guys are busy. Get on here and listen. Just listen to what they're saying that they're doing. Don't rely on me to relay the message. Anyway, just saying.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks.
And I think one of the things, Karen, that like I can speak for, and is that there's this expression in like the personal development world about failing forward, right? We only learn by trying, and you just keep trying, right? And that's what, how you see something, you implement it, see something, you implement it, see something, you implement it. It's like, wow, you are doing amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I have to like agree with that, because I had to force myself to go to 645. Like, I realized where I was with my fitness and how I just kept pushing and pushing, like, I'll just overcome it, it'll be fine. But then I started seeing all these different things happen with my body where I'm like, oh my God. And as I'm listening to Amoila, and the one thing that stuck with me today was like, be your own mechanic. You're always a student first. And I was taking notes. I had a notebook, and I'm always taking notes. So that way, if there is something of value I want to give, I can especially put it in my posts, and like, you're always the student and the mechanic of your own journey. And you just have to, listen to that and go with your gut on that, I feel. So I'm just, yeah.
The trainers are always so full of great tidbits for us to remember for ourselves, but also to share with other people. And this little minute thing that I'm doing, like sometimes it's just comes from me. Like yesterday, this was a sad day and it was a sad minute, but sometimes I'm just grabbing something that JJ said in the workout, or Joel said, or whatever, and then just kind of play off of that and just kind of get it out there. Like, just whatever that, because there's so many things. And to Ashley's point, I keep a notepad handy too, because when she says something, I'm like, oh crap, that's what I write it down. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to say today in my minute or whatever. Right. Mm-hmm. So it gives you ideas on what to share. So remember that when you're doing your workouts, write down those little things that you're like, in the moment, you're like, oh, that's really good. But then you kind of forget, right? Or whatever, you carry on with your day, write it down and then use it in a story or in a post or something. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I find that when you share your, not like you don't have to go into depth about your personal life, but when you share what you do on a daily basis with your kids or your family or whatever, your dogs, your cats, too, people can relate to that too, because they see, oh, she is real. She does have a life outside of
Yeah.
all of this too, right? So I find that when you share, you went on vacation, you share things about that, or like when you guys shared about your hike yesterday, like all of that people can relate to, right? You'll bring more people into if you're real, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do love MJ's minute. I love that. I think that's a
Minutes
great
with
idea.
MJ,
Like
they're so awesome.
that is so clever.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know, I knew I had to start talking, and it's like, I have so much to say, and you try to put it in a post, but then you get caught up in the.
That's my biggest thing. English was never my subject in school, still isn't at 41. So like it's nice to know that I'm not the only one that feels like talking is hard.
No, it's true. And as much as there's nobody except your phone there with you at the time, it
Yeah.
still is nerve-wracking, you know?
Yeah.
And,
Oh, it is. Even though
yeah.
it's just you and the camera, it's
I
just
know.
like,
but
I tend to hide when I do my reels and stuff away from my family.
well, yeah, for sure. Me too. It's a little
It's a
uncomfortable
little
when your son walks in,
intimidating.
you're like,
Even though they
"Hi."
don't care, they're like super supportive. I just don't need to see me
I know.
make about 50
Right?
different takes.
And I love what Angie said too, right? About especially when you're sharing stuff in your stories. Nobody really cares. You're not J-Lo. Like it's gone in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. Nobody's life is
That's why I
change.
show
That's
up
actually
always.
good. I like that. You're not J-Lo.
Yeah,
Nobody actually really cares. You're just gonna watch and move on with their lives too, or whatever, right? But
absolutely.
But I mean, when we get real with ourselves too, and real with, whoever is following us, they'll
Yeah.
eventually come to us and talk to us, right?
Mhm.
So I think that sharing some of our stuff that we do on a regular basis, whether it's work, kids, dogs, cats, whatever it is you do, or
Yep.
you have at home, or even if you're looking after your parents, whatever, it just shows that you're a real person, right? Like it
Yeah.
just shows that, hey, this person is authentic, and running a business and doing all this, right? Like, I don't know. I that's just for me, I think is the way to do it too, right? In this business.
And I think the thing about talking is that, and what Tamara and I kind of talked about earlier was just the fact they get to know who you are. Like they get to hear your voice and your emotion and your authenticity. You can hide behind a picture and the words, but it just isn't the same, until, and then you become more comfortable talking to people
Mhm.
just overall about, just
Well, you don't realize how many people are watching you. Like yesterday morning, I said in the story, Max, you're not going to see us until we're back, right? And I had 5 messages from people last night at like 9:00. Are you alive?
Are you okay? I thought of you guys too. Where are they?
And I was like, oh, they do pay attention.
Yeah. And and same goes for me. I had several people privately message me yesterday. Are you okay? What's going on? Right? Because
Yeah.
I didn't want to say too much in my minute because it's a private thing.
Yeah.
But I did have a lot of people reach out to me and just say, hey, are you all right? Or what's going on? Kind of a thing, right? People that are closer to me, obviously. And the people that are not as close to me are just going to see that this is why I do what I do, right? And that's why we all do what we do, to try to stay as healthy as long as possible. I was able to chat with a couple people yesterday about it, but not everybody. And this is really sucks. I mean, one of our friends at 58 years old is going to lose her life, and it's like, are you freaking kidding me? She just joined me with Beachbody like less than 2 weeks ago. Okay. Like this is somebody I've known for many, many, many years. She's 57, 58 years old. We traveled to
Oh my
Nashville
God,
together a few years
MJ.
ago. And when she was signing up with me, she said she was having some issues with dizziness, but that they were going to figure it out. Well, it turns out that she has a brain tumor, and it's in the stem of the brain, and there's nothing that can be done about it.
Oh
And they're
my
just
God.
looking at weeks, right? It's just crazy how fast things can change, and that our tomorrows are never promised. That's why I talked about it. And that's why, a lot of us here are over 40, I mean, apart from a few, right? And that's the idea is as we get older, and we've been talking about this, is to try to be proactive. Like this poor lady, she's been active. She's taking care of herself. It's not that she's, somebody that doesn't care. She does.
Mhm.
Right. And man, I'm telling you, it's, they're planning for her end of life now, grandchildren and family. It's so freaking sad.
Yeah.
And so her
That's
daughter phoned me.
heartbreaking,
on Friday
MJ. I'm so
morning. It is.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my
Her
gosh.
daughter had to phone me on Friday morning to say, look, obviously they're not going to be using this. And she has a pillar of a husband who's, you know, everybody is not leaving her side and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, it really punches you right in the face when you realize that this could be any one of us.
Yeah.
Right. And Tracy is one of those women who is like the matriarch of our group. You know, she's like the glue. And so my best friend, Julie, who's in Calgary, that's her best friend. You know, they're neighbors, they work together and they holiday together, they plan their retirements together. You know, it's like this shit isn't supposed to happen to good people, but it does all the time.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I just see in the chat, people are trying to restart. It's like, if you're trying, you're winning, right? We just have to keep trying. So Karen's saying, right, just keep trying, and we just keep.
You're going to
pivoting.
constantly fall off that wagon, but if as long as you get back
Well,
up
like
and
Tamara
keep
said,
trying.
we're never off the wagon. We're on
Life
that
is
damn
the
wagon.
wagon.
Well, we're on the
Life is
wagon,
the
yeah.
wagon. We just redirect
Just
that
redirect.
fucker once in a while.
We just redirect that fucking wagon.
Just redirect.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's so true. It is
Yeah.
so true. Like you just don't know what tomorrow will bring. And
No,
you know, that's
so
my
sorry.
biggest
Do the best
drive
with
right
your
now is
everyday.
just to
Yeah.
keep being
Don't
healthy for my
wait,
kids.
right? I said to
I eventually
Kiki
do want
yesterday-
to see grandkids. So,
Yeah,
you know,
don't
that's
wait to
the
do the
biggest-
shit you want to do. Go climb the fucking mountain. Go to
Yes.
Greece. Go, you know, go on the trip. Spend the money. Eat the cake.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? And then
Yeah.
work out.
eat the cake and then work out.
Eat the cake without thinking about it. Just enjoy the cake.
Enjoy
Right?
the cake.
It's not like we're gonna eat it every day.
We're allowed to indulge a little bit. It's just
Yeah.
human nature.
Yeah.
I did yesterday. I had my favorite hot dog ever. It's the
I
bomb
saw your
dog.
post, Ashley. That looked amazing.
It's the best hot dog ever, and it's like my favorite comfort food. I'm like, I'm going downtown and I'm getting my hot dog. I'm gonna enjoy this amazing hot dog guilt free because it's
Absolutely.
amazing. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, I love all of you. I'm so grateful for everybody that's here and that's
Yeah.
not on the call. All of our team, all the squad is just incredible. And this is when we lean in, right?
That's for sure. So on that note, love you ladies. Have a great week.
Happy
Thank you
back
for
to
being
school to
on.
anybody that's, you know, got kids or anything like that. And Tamara, good luck on your first week. I hope
Thank
it all
you.
goes
Yes,
smoothly
you got
for
it,
you.
girl.
Is it grade 7 again this year?
Oh yeah. Bring
Yeah.
on those little fuckers.
Bring on those monsters, right? My daughter's going into grade 7. That's why I asked.
Right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey, have a good week.
Cheers, everybody.